What's up, guys? We're just going to wait for people to come in. If you're already here and it's not showing up, welcome. Got my hustle juice this morning. Make sure you say something if anybody's here, so I know that you're here. Maybe I'll just be talking to myself all morning. That's cool. Welcome in, guys. Welcome in. Everybody who's here. I see one person. Just going to wait for a few minutes until more people join in, and then we'll get going. I'm going to enjoy my homemade zucchini bread that my wife made me. Or not just me, but she made for, the house. Got some zucchini bread this morning, some coffee. My hustle juice. I don't know if that's backwards for you guys, but that's what it says, is hustle juice. Just some guy. What's up, man? How's it going? Marcus, what's going on, brother? Hope you guys are doing well this morning, bright and early. I should not be eating this because it's a lot of carbs, and I don't really need more carbs, but, it's Sunday morning. Gotta have something to eat with your coffee, right? Zucchini bread does not make sense, but somehow it works. I love, zucchini bread, banana bread, pumpkin bread, all that kind of stuff. But it doesn't love me very much if I eat it too much. Sunday fun day, you know it. So, guys, I have to start out by talking about SummerSlam. Did any of you guys watch SummerSlam last night? And we'll talk about it throughout this live stream. I called it. I did. I called it while I was sitting in my living room last night. That Seth freaking Rollins was going to come back, cash in his Money in the Bank briefcase, and his knee injury was fake the whole time. I knew it. Mark, what's going on, man? So, yeah. Other than that match, SummerSlam was pretty uneventful last night, and pretty just blah, in my opinion. But the main event was a really good match, and the end was crazy. So, I'm doing okay, man. How are you doing? I woke up with a migraine headache this morning. I almost canceled this show. I actually went on YouTube and posted a little blurb saying I'm going to cancel the show and postpone it till next week because I got a migraine. But thankfully I took some Tylenol and some ibuprofen and got my coffee. And, I made it, so I'm here. Batman. So, yeah. Anyway, we're going to talk about that a little bit this morning, if you guys want to. Really, it's whatever you guys want, honestly. If you don't want to talk about SummerSlam, we don't have to talk about SummerSlam. But I had planned to talk about that a little bit. I had planned to talk about the new WWE LJN figures coming out. Get your guys' thoughts on those. I'll give you my thoughts on them. The show must go on, that's right. And please excuse me, but I'm going to eat some of this delicious zucchini bread that my wife made while we do this. I don't respect you guys that much. Not to eat while I'm doing my live stream. No, I'm just kidding. Hulkamaniac, that's right. I thought it was nice that they did a nice little Hulk Hogan tribute on SummerSlam last night for a third time. You know, it wasn't as long or as extravagant as, the week that he died, but they did a nice little mention, so that was cool. Talk about U.S. poor healthcare system. Yeah, Jack, sorry, brother, we're not going to be talking about that today. I agree, by the way, but we're not going to be talking about that. This isn't a political show, so sorry. One thing I try not to talk about on my YouTube videos or my live streams is politics. Because I have my views and everybody else has their own views. And even though, you have every right to have your own thoughts and opinions, they may not be the same as mine. So how am I going to tell you what's right and what's wrong? How are you going to tell me what's right and what's wrong? So it's each individual opinion. I have family members who have political opinions way different than mine. And I just don't talk about it because I don't want to, I don't want to. I know some people, I'm not even going to talk about that. Marcus, you have zero energy? Yeah, me too. Guys, just so you know, if I'm not trying to be rude or anything. I know there's trolls and stuff in here, in and out all the time when you do these kind of like vertical live streams. Unfortunately, my laptop was not charged up, and I was running kind of behind, so I didn't have time to get the extension cord and run it inside and all that stuff. So I decided to do the vertical live stream on my phone this morning. Unfortunately, when you do it that way, you get trolls and people who don't, want to talk about what you are talking about. And so I'm just going to ignore all the comments. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just going to ignore all the rude comments and all the stupid comments and the stupid people. So if you're stupid, I'm just going to ignore you. Anyway, guys, we're gonna talk about toys. We're gonna talk about vintage toys if you want to. We're gonna talk about the new modern LJN figures coming out. We're gonna talk about SummerSlam last night and tonight's predictions, and then whatever else you guys want to talk about. I got some bad news this week. Yesterday, my car. My life sucks right now, guys. My car, I think my alternator's going out, so I barely got home. I went to a thrift store or a yard sale yesterday morning and drove fine on the way there. But when I got in and tried to go to the next sale, and my car would barely run. Like, it was shuddering and shaking, and the service engine light was flashing, and I was about 10, 15 minutes from home, and I was like, holy crap, I gotta go straight home. I can't do this. So I just came straight home, and I don't know what's going on. I was depressed and angry the rest of the day. Um, and I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't have money for a new alternator or a new car or to fix what I have. So I don't know what I'm going to do. So just an FYI, unfortunately, I'm probably going to be doing at-home videos for the next, I don't know how long, until I get my car fixed, which really sucks. Um, so yeah, I was depressed all day about that yesterday until wrestling came on, and it was fun watching SummerSlam with Steven and my wife, and that kind of cheered me up a little bit, but I don't know what I'm going to do about it. Marcus, I know you've been in my live streams before, bro. You're good. Jennifer Rose, good morning. My sister is here, everybody. It could be the battery or the alternator, but it's done this before. It's a Nissan Altima, an older one, and from what I understand, they're notorious for going through alternators. I've had the alternator changed by my mechanic 2 or 3 times already in this car, and I've had it for, I don't know, like 8 years. And it's doing pretty much exactly what it was doing before, so I'm assuming it's the alternator again. Excuse me, I let it, like on the way home yesterday, once it started acting up, I pulled into a McDonald's, and I just sat there for a while with it running to, maybe hopefully, charge the battery or whatever, but it never stopped doing what it was doing, so I don't know. So yeah, I've not had a very good weekend so far. Um, like I said, I was very depressed yesterday, depressed and angry. This stuff just keeps happening to me. Life just keeps getting worse and worse. So I couldn't wait to get here this morning to talk about fun stuff with you guys. So anyway, let's talk about fun stuff. Let's stop talking about depressing stuff. So yeah, I started talking about SummerSlam. For those of you who watched it last night, what did you think? What did you think of SummerSlam last night? I thought it was pretty cool. It was okay, I guess. It was fine. There was nothing that like blew me away. In fact, up until the main event, I was just like, there's not really much happening tonight. Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair won the women's tag titles, which was fun. But other than that, there was really nothing crazy that happened. It's just an alternator. It's not so bad. Dude, it's not just an alternator. It's my whole life is in the toilet right now. So that was alternator is one more thing. Thank you. Anyway, Up until the main event of SummerSlam, it was just okay. And I told Steven, I said, man, if something good doesn't happen in the main event here, then this event really sucked for night one. Night two, hopefully, will be better. But the main event was pretty good. CM Punk and Gunther did a really good job, I thought. Put on a good match for what they had. Jelly Roll did okay. He took some pretty big, huge bumps. He took Logan Paul jumping off the top rope, the top turnbuckle, through a table, through the announcer's table, onto him, and crashed. He looked a little awkward. I mean, you could tell that they had prepared him for the huge spots that they were going to do, because, you know, he would like, it was kind of awkward. Like, he would get in position, he'd be laying there, and he would just be like laying there like this, waiting. Like, he would always cross his arms and arch his back for, you know, bracing for impact, like way before the move happened. So you could tell, you know, they had practiced it. And he knew what was happening. He knew what was coming. And it looked kind of awkward, but overall, it was fine. The match was fine. Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre won. Logan Paul pinned Jelly Roll. But it was fun. Yes, I do watch Froggy Flips. Not sure how these guys survived those bumps. Yeah, I know. Camera angles were not great. That is true. The camera angles did not help Jelly Roll at all. But he did fine. It was cool. I thought for a second that once he took that huge bump through the announce table, you know, the doctors and the officials and everything came out to check on him, and they started taking him to the back, and, you know, he saw that Randy was getting double teamed, and he carried on and, you know, went back to help him. But for a second, I told Steven, I said, you know, it would be awesome if Jelly Roll got hurt, if he, you know, they took him to the back as if he was hurt, like really hurt. And Randy was out there by himself to fight against both Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre. And then all of a sudden we heard, bro. And then Matt Riddle came out. That would have been awesome. I think that would have been cooler than Jelly Roll going back to finish the match. That would have been cool. But it was fine. Jelly Roll went back and helped Randy. And they still lost, but it was a good match. Other than the awkward spots where Jelly Roll kind of, you know, scooted over to get himself into position and braced for impact, and you could obviously see that's what he was doing. But the cameras caught all of that. Like, they should have known not to put the camera right on him while he was doing that. So anyway, it was a good event. Overall, it turned out pretty good. I was kind of expecting Seth Rollins, and that's exactly when Seth Rollins' music hit. CM Punk had just won, and they went for probably, I don't know how long it was, half an hour, 45 minutes. He and Gunther, and good match, and you could tell CM Punk was exhausted. And Nerd Life, what's going on, man? You could tell CM Punk was exhausted, and he got to his feet, and he won the title from Gunther. He raised the belt, and just as CM Punk was raising the belt to celebrate, all you heard was, "Burn it down! and Seth Rollins comes out, and CM Punk's face was incredible. He's like, I finally won, and he's like, like, and Seth Rollins, everyone's expecting Seth Rollins to come running down with the briefcase to cash in, and Seth Rollins comes out on crutches, with his suit jacket on and this big knee brace on, and he's yelling at CM Punk from the stage, just you wait, your time is coming, what, and everyone's like, okay, I guess he really is hurt. He's not going to cash in. He just came out to talk smack on him. So Seth Rollins turns around and starts crutching back toward the entrance, and all of a sudden he stands up and he drops the crutches and stands up straight, turns around, takes the knee brace off, rips the jacket off, and runs down the ramp with the briefcase. I was like, yeah, yeah, because I don't like CM Punk. I'm not a huge CM Punk fan, but it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. Did any of you guys? I think Marcus may have watched it. It seems like. Anybody else watch it last night? If so, what did you guys think? I was actually happy to see Seth leave with the belt. Oh, you watched the highlights? Cool. Yeah, it was pretty good. I can't wait for tonight. Tonight, I'm expecting the matches to be better. I mean, not that there was anything wrong with the matches last night. The matches last night were good. It just, there was no wow factor about the whole event until the very end of the very last match. But I'm expecting tonight to be better. I think the tag team TLC match is just going to be meh. And nobody cares about any of those tag teams. So, it's going to be okay. There might be some good action, but who cares who wins, really? Steven is expecting the Hardy Boys to come back and be in it, and I'm like, I don't think so. Bassman, what's going on, man? What am I streaming on? My phone. Freaking Rollins, yep, freaking Rollins. Good morning, BR. Did Braun Breaker? Yeah, I think he did. I think he did get hurt. It didn't show it in his match, but I saw some footage, like some fan footage afterwards of him like limping back to, back up the stairs and back into the back. And then he came out later on with his knee all taped up and a big ice pack on his ankle. So I think he did really get hurt. So tonight, there's going to be, I think, I'm hoping AJ Styles beats Dirty Dom for the Intercontinental title. I don't care who wins the tag team TLC match. So what about this? Let me ask you guys about this match. What do you think about the Rhea, Io, and Naomi triple threat match? I hope they let Naomi keep the belt. Because although I do really like Rhea, and Io's okay too, I think Naomi is doing some of the best work she's ever done in her career. Like, especially mic, like interviews and mic work. She's crazy. She's great right now. She's fire right now. That sucks. Hopefully it's not too bad. I'm rooting for AJ Styles as well. Yep, me too. Naomi is fire right now, man. I love every time she's on the mic. I'm like cracking up, and she's calling people heifers and like all this. A couple weeks ago, it was hilarious when Io was talking. She was going on and on. Naomi grabs the mic. She's like, I have no idea what you just said right now, but let me tell you something. Naomi is fire right now. So I kind of hope they keep the belt on her. I'm really digging Naomi right now. Let's see, who else? I think John Cena will come out as old school John Cena, just based off of what we saw on Friday Night SmackDown, where he kind of just totally, all of a sudden, ditched his whole, gimmick where he hates the fans now, and he's coming out with a black logo, black arena, not running to the ring, not, giving fans the towels and stuff. After weeks and weeks and weeks of that, all of a sudden it seems like he's just ditching that. And he's going to come back as old school John Cena tonight. I don't know. I think Cody might turn heel tonight. I think it's going to be a double turn. I think John Cena is going to turn back to old school, fan favorite John Cena. And Cody's going to be the one that turns heel tonight. I think. I don't know that, but that's my gut feeling. And usually I've been watching wrestling a long time, and usually my gut feelings turn out to be, I would say, 90% of the time, my gut feelings are actually what happens. Not to brag, So yeah, I mean, those are the matches that I'm most interested in tonight, I think. The other matches are just, Solo and Jacob, I don't even remember the other matches that are on tonight. But, yeah, so, anyway. Alright, somebody almost got into an accident down at the corner, I guess. Let's see, let me read this. A lot of people think John Cena is faking to trick Cody. Could be. But I'd rather see Cody turn heel, honestly. Yeah, I would too. So, yeah. So anyway, let's talk about something else. So we've been talking about SummerSlam for half an hour now. Does anybody plan on buying the new WWE LJN figures that are coming out? I'm not sure. I'm on the fence, honestly. Like, while the idea of new LJN figures is kind of cool, I mean, not that we didn't have, LJN style figures already being produced by, Big Rubber Guys and a couple of those other ones that are now making the LJN style figures. I think, actually, official WWE LJNs are kind of cool. We're actually going to get to see them in the stores again. Which, if you guys know Jason, there's the church bells. If you guys know Jason from the New 80s Revolution, he's pumped, man. He's excited about the LJNs. He's a collector like us, He collects old school wrestling and other 80s and 90s figures. But he was saying the other night he's pumped about the new LJNs. He can't wait to see Hulk Hogan and Ultimate Warrior and Andre and all those guys hanging on the shelves again in LJN form, which are the pegs. Which on one hand I can see. On the other hand, I just want my old school LJNs. Like, I don't want anybody messing with them. I don't want you remaking the LJNs, in the same exact molds that the old ones were made, because that makes the old ones, to me, less special, I guess. I don't know if that makes sense. And I don't know. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody. To me, it does, because LJNs are my number one favorite of all time action figures. And they're very special to me. And it kind of diminishes them a little bit when you bring out like exact replicas 40 years later. It's I don't know. I don't know how to think about it. Like I said, on one hand it's kind of cool. On the other hand, I don't know. Marcus, are you talking to me, man? I don't know if you're talking to me or not. I'm sorry, I missed your comment. Sorry, bro. What were you saying? I didn't even see what you were saying. I thought you were talking to somebody else in the chat. Anyway. So if you guys have thoughts about the LJN figures, let me know. You have a stack of cards. Okay. What kind of cards? Old WWE? Okay, cool. Sorry, it's really hard out here with the sun. It's really hard to see the chat in the first place. So if I'm missing anybody's comments, I apologize. I want to send some. Oh, to me? Okay, cool. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, Marcus, cool. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, send me an email. JPhillyRetroToys@gmail.com. It's the same like my YouTube name, JPhillyRetro, and then toys at the end @gmail.com. Or you can send me a message on Instagram, JPhillyRetro. Send me a message and I'll send you my address. I appreciate that, man. Sorry, I wasn't trying to ignore you. I agree with you. If they're making new ones, then they need to use complete new molds. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Like I said, I sincerely appreciate any gifts from you guys. I don't ever expect gifts. How's it going? I don't ever expect gifts from you guys, but I certainly appreciate it. I really do. I love old WWF cards. And I don't have a complete set of old WWF cards. I have, just random cards, but I am trying to build a complete set, so that would be awesome. So yeah, if you guys, or Marcus, if you want to, send me a note and I'll send you my address. Again, my email is jphillyretrotoys@gmail.com, or my Instagram, JPhillyRetro on Instagram. You can send me a message and I'll send you my address. Okay, cool. So yeah, that's my thought on the LJN figures coming out. I know they have all gone up on pre-order. I know Hogan's gone up on pre-order twice now. Unfortunately, I didn't have the extra money to get them right now, so I guess I'm gonna have to just look for them in the stores whenever they come out. I would have loved to have pre-ordered them so I didn't have to like hunt for them, but I just didn't have the money to do that. And I know people, scalpers, are going crazy. The Hulk Hogan sold out in minutes twice already. And I've been told that people already have them up on eBay, as a pre-order for like $100 each or something. So that's just crazy. Eventually I'll have to find it, I guess, in the stores. As of right now, I hope to buy them. I plan to buy them. As of now. I am looking forward to the Dusty Rhodes one, though. The Dusty Rhodes one looks cool. I never had a Dusty Rhodes original LJN, so that one looks pretty cool. Let's see, what does it say? Sorry. Like I said, it's kind of hard to see the comments right now because the sun is shining on. Shifty Thrifter, what's going on, man? Shifty Thrifter says, I got to send out that Wrestling Ninja Turtle sometime soon. I'm a slacker, though. Bro, don't worry. Look, I have boxes for 2 or 3 people now. Not like orders or eBay orders. Just gifts. To you, to Shifty Thrifter, to the Nerd Life, to RB Games and Animals, or Toys and Animals, and to Jason at New 80s Revolution. I have boxes packed up. Oh, and to somebody else, I forget who. Avian Savage. Like, I've got gifts that I have for you guys that are sitting in boxes. I just have to write a note for each one of them, pack them up, and take them to the post office. I just haven't. I'm terrible about that, so don't even worry about that. So, any of you guys that I just mentioned, eventually you'll get gifts from me. I don't know when, but I do have gifts for you guys. I understand where you're coming from. I like that a lot of these companies are doing retro reissues of old toys, especially the vintage ones that are extremely expensive to get. Yeah, I mean, Nerd Life, I kind of agree. Like, I'm the same, like what I was just saying about the LJNs. I kind of agree with what you're saying, but at the same time, I don't know, in my mind, it just kind of takes something away from the vintage toys. Especially if they look exactly like the Sectars. The Sectars, the RoboForce, the Biker Mice from Mars, all of those, you guys saw how those bombed. Because they're exactly like the originals. And I have a feeling most people feel like I do, where, why? Like, I would much rather have the originals. In some cases, they're crazy expensive. Not really with Biker Mice or Sectars or anything, but, some of those LJNs, the Blackstrap Andre and all that, there's no, I have already come to the realization that I'll probably never have those. But, I don't know. Like I said, I'm kind of in between on that. I want the Hulk Hogan one, but I don't have the extra money either. Yeah, me too, Brent. Oh, nice. Turtle guy. Excuse me while I partake in some zucchini bread. I'll just shove that in there, guys. Scalpers are crazy these days. Yeah, I've got a bunch of Hulk Hogan figures that I'm keeping myself. For a while, I had a pretty big Hulk Hogan collection. I collected mainly Hulk Hogan stuff. But, I don't know, a year or two ago, I sold most of it off. You don't know what you got till it's gone. That's right. Don't sweat sending me stuff. I've got too much stuff as it is. Man, I already got a couple things for you, so I'm at least going to send you what I have for you. I wouldn't mind getting a Dusty Rhodes LJN. Yeah, the Dusty Rhodes looks pretty cool. It's got him with his polka dot shirt on, and the Boss Man, or I don't know if it's the Boss Man. I was gonna say the Boss Man like police hat that he had, but I don't remember if it was the Boss Man police hat or like a hat to go with his polka dot shirt. But it looks pretty cool. Marcus Bear, I found a wrestling Ninja Turtle figure from the line I had sent him before. I made a short of it. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I can't believe you keep finding those, man. I had the Undertaker one at one time, and I don't know what happened to it. I know I didn't sell it or anything. I just can't find it. But yeah, Shifty Thrifter sent me the Roddy Piper, Michelangelo as Roddy Piper, which I love. I have it up on my shelf upstairs. And look, I saw his short just recently. He found the Ultimate Warrior Ninja Turtle. So that's awesome. I can't believe you keep finding those. Making giant coffee right now because I feel left out. Yeah, I don't have a giant coffee. I have a little coffee, which is now gone. But yeah, guys, as I said earlier in the video, in case you guys weren't here when I mentioned it, the next few videos are probably going to be at home videos. I'm gonna have to find. I have like one or two things coming that I ordered a couple weeks ago still that I'll probably do unboxing videos for. But otherwise, my alternator, I think it's the alternator, is going out in my car again, which is crazy, and I can't fix it right now, so I'm probably going to be stuck at home. And there's a cat pooping in the yard across the street, a stray cat. Not that you needed to know that, but anyway, my next few videos will probably be at-home videos, unfortunately. I was so excited to come back from the month off that I took. I had a list of places I wanted to go, and now my car's screwing me up, so. Let's see. So that's directed at me. If so, I would be totally interested in purchasing or trade. I'm not sure what that is referring to, Marcus. Let me know. Any bets on how many crayons I can put in my ... Oh, no, you let us know about that. Have any of you seen the new WWE crossover figures with Street Fighter? I think I've never seen them in person. I don't even know if they're out yet, but I did see something. Was that at San Diego Comic-Con? Is that where they unveiled those at? Revealed those, whatever you want to say? I have a lot of stuff. I have a lot less stuff than I used to. Yeah, that's what I thought, San Diego Comic-Con. Yeah, those look pretty cool. In fact, I just sold on eBay yesterday, just yesterday actually. A big lot of just random figures that I have accumulated. Like whenever I buy like a bag of figures at the thrift store for, I find one figure in a bag that I want. I take the one out that I want, and the rest of the other stuff that's in there, I just dump it in a box or whatever. And then eventually, when I get a box full of stuff I don't want, I just list it as a lot on eBay, and I sold one yesterday for like $60. So that's cool. That'll be coming to me soon. I can, put that toward my car or other stuff. So I was excited about that. I want the Ultimate Warrior Blanca figure. I'll have to look at those again. I'll have to look at some pictures. I don't remember. I've been donating stuff back to the thrift, but it's the extra figures like you were talking about. Yeah. Yeah, the extra figures, I've done that too. I've donated them back to when I used to go to 2nd Avenue before they closed down. I would take stuff back because at 2nd Avenue, if you take in even like one action figure, whether you take in like a bag of stuff or one thing, they give you a 20% off coupon for the purchases. So I used to do that all the time. But unfortunately, they closed down all of the 2nd Avenue thrifts, as you guys probably saw in one of my recent videos. However, I did find out just recently that they opened a not Volunteers of America, a Habitat for Humanity restore in the spot where I just spit all over my phone. In the spot where the 2nd Avenue thrift used to be. So right next door to the half off store. So we're gonna have to go over there soon. Whenever I get a chance, when my car is working again. Shifty Thrifter, I'll pay. Cool. So we got a deal going on between Marcus and Shifty Thrifter. That's awesome. I promised the wrestling figure to JPhilly. Sorry, Marcus. Yeah, Marcus, that one's mine, bro. I just donated a few action figures and some Genesis sports games. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, it's cool to donate stuff, man. Like, I don't know how many of you guys sell. I know Shifty Thrifter doesn't do reselling. I don't really consider myself a reseller because I usually sell the things on, like, the things that I sell on eBay, while a lot of it is toys and like just extra stuff. Like that's what I do with it. I just sell it on eBay, and a lot of it is just extra stuff that I don't need, or like I said, boxes of figures that I have accumulated over time because they're just extras. I'll sell those, and I'm not like scalping stuff just to make money. Like I use that money to pay bills and to buy things for my family, necessities, and sometimes put it back into my collection and buy cool stuff that I actually want. So while I do technically resell things, I don't consider myself like a reseller, because I'm not just out there buying up things just to make money. So that's what I do. And then again, I do donate things sometimes to the Veterans of America. They come by and they pick up boxes from our house sometimes. And a lot of times I'll just throw things that I've had on eBay forever, months and months, that just haven't sold. I just donate them to the Volunteers of America. I should show my collection. You should, man. Marcus, I'll tell you what, brother. If you want to, I don't know if you're comfortable. I don't know if you're comfortable with doing that, but I've actually been thinking about doing like a show us your collection type segment on some of my videos. And this is for Marcus and for any of you guys that are watching. If you want to show us your collections, guys, take like a little, 2-minute video, um, and send it to me, and I'll put it on my video, like my YouTube videos. I would love to do that. I would love to show off your collections for you guys. Um, so definitely, if you want to, um, I understand a lot of people might not feel comfortable. You don't even have to be in the video if you don't want. Just, show us your stuff. Don't make it too short, but it doesn't have to be 10 minutes long either. If you want to make it, I would say, 2 to 3 minutes is probably fine. Show off your stuff, man. Send me the videos to it. And again, you can do that on my email, JPhillyRetroToys@gmail.com. Or you can do that on Instagram. Just send me some video. Definitely, I'll definitely put it in one of my videos if you want. Cool. Yeah, Marcus, definitely do it. Like I said, I've been thinking about doing that for a while. But a couple other people have done a few things like that, and I didn't want it to seem like I was just copying what they were doing. But it seems like that's kind of, those people have stopped doing that a little bit for now. But I would love to, any of you guys that are watching, if you want to show me your collections or show all of us your collections, or my followers, feel free to send me a couple minutes worth of video. I would love to put it on a video for you. That sounds awesome. Yeah. And even if you have your own YouTube channel, like Nerd Life, if you have your own YouTube channel and you just, you don't feel like you can show your collection or for some reason or another, send it to me, man. I'll put it on mine. I don't care. I would love to show off your collections for you guys. And I'll give you a shout out. And, if you have Instagram or YouTube or social media or whatever, I'll plug your just social media stuff for you. Like, I enjoyed talking to you guys. Like, I consider you guys my friends, I like talking to you guys, so why not? I'm getting zucchini bread all over myself. So, I don't even remember what I was. I was just getting ready to say something, guys, and then it totally left my mind. I'm getting too old. I was gonna say so blah blah. Toys of a time gone by. What's going on, man? My morning is going okay so far. Started off pretty rough. I started off with a migraine as soon as I got up. Wasn't really feeling well. In fact, I almost canceled my live stream today. But my wife was like, "Hey, you still got half an hour. You might feel better. Let me make you some coffee. Let me butter you a piece of zucchini bread. You can take it downstairs with you." So that's what I did, and I feel pretty good now, actually. I can send pics now if anyone wants to see. Yeah, cool. Oh, guys. You guys remember a few weeks ago when I showed you the dove? Let me finish what I got in my mouth. You guys remember a few weeks ago when I showed you the dove that was nesting right up here. Well, she nested for a few days. She had her eggs. She hatched her eggs. They've grown and they've left the nest. We actually have been watching them. We feed them now. They're often in our backyards at our backyard at our feeders. Big old fire engine going by, so it's going to be loud. Sorry about that. But anyway, take a look at this. So she apparently has another batch of eggs, because she came right back up here and she's back up on the nest again. Usually they leave the nest once those eggs have hatched and they're gone. They just kind of abandon the nest. Well, she came back and has been sitting up there. Look at her looking at us. Like, what the heck is wrong with you guys? Why are you looking at me? So, yeah, it's kind of cool. She's back, and don't worry, I'm not going to mess with you. It's okay. So I guess she has new eggs. I just thought that was kind of cool. At least you're feeling better. Yeah, thank you, man. I'm not sure how to get that to you guys otherwise. Text if you trust me. I'm considering doing that. Sorry, guys. Like I said, it's kind of hard with the sun to read. I'm considering doing that. If I do, it'll be showing my action figure and retro game collection, and I'll send you the video through email. Yeah, that's awesome, man. I will definitely do it. I'll definitely put it on there for you. They just released WWE LJN wrestling figures again at Target exclusive. Yeah, we were just talking about that a little bit ago. The bird must feel safe there. Yeah. She must, because she's been there. Like I said, she was there for 2 to 3 weeks before with the first batch, and now she's back there again. Yeah, we were just talking about the WWF LJNs or WWE LJNs a little while ago. And I was saying I'm not sure how I feel about them. On one hand, I think they're awesome. On another hand, I just want my old LJNs. I don't want anybody messing with them or remaking them. I'll probably end up getting the new ones. I didn't have the money to pre-order, but I'll probably just have to track them down in the store. I mean, they're cool. I am excited to see LJNs hanging up on the store pegs again. And I was just talking to my wife about it this morning, about these LJN figures, and kind of explaining to her about, yeah, I know, sold out already, I know. That's why I said I'll probably just have to track them down. I was explaining to her how, she was like, I wonder why they started making them again. And I told her, I said, well, they've been, some other companies, Matt Cardona has been making them for a couple years now, the big rubber guys. And then a couple other smaller companies picked up on that and started making their own as well. Like I said, Jason at New 80s Revolution has a company that he gets some from. I forget what the company name is, but he really likes them from this other place. And some smaller, like, independent companies have been making LJN style figures. So WWE probably saw that, or Hasbro, or Mattel, not Hasbro. Mattel probably saw that and was like, holy crap, we're missing out. So they started making the LJN style figures again as well. So on one hand, I'm kind of excited. I don't have any of the big rubber guys or like those other independent LJN style figures. I kind of would like to get some. I don't know. It sucks they're exclusive to one store, that makes it harder to get. Nerd Life, are they just at Target? Is that what it is? I hadn't heard that. Target exclusive. Oh, okay. So I guess Toys of Time's gone by. They're just Target exclusive. Sold out already. Yeah, man. Love it. I almost feel safe with the big guy. Marcus, you crack me up, bro. I have older wrestling figures, brother. Yeah, I have a lot of older wrestling figures, too. I like the vintage. Nothing beats the originals, although some of the remakes are neat. Yeah, I agree. I mean, there's nothing that will ever beat the original LJN figures for me. WWF LJN figures is my number one, and WWF Hasbro figures are my number two favorite toys of all time. And I will stick by that forever. And then, you know, of course, Masters of the Universe, G.I. Joe, and Real Ghostbusters, and everything else after that, you know. My Pet Monsters, and Madballs, and everything else after LJNs and Hasbros. Marcus, I have some up for grabs. Some old wrestling figures? Is that what you mean? Let me know what you have. I really like the old Hasbro figures. Yeah, I do too. I used to have, man, when I was a teenager, I collected them as they came out, like originally came out. And I had almost every single Hasbro figure at one time, except for the mail-aways. The mail-aways were the only ones I didn't have. I even had like all the green card figures, Smoking Guns, 1-2-3 Kid. I had all those. And my sister, if she's still on here, she can attest to that. I had all the Hasbros at one time. And of course, as I've said many times, I foolishly sold my whole collection at one time. I'm so disappointed in the new My Pet Monster. It looks ridiculous. I have not even seen the new My Pet Monster. I saw somebody do a video. Dave It's Me is the name of the guy that I saw his video. But I haven't watched the video yet. It was just the thumbnail. I didn't even know they were bringing out a new My Pet Monster. My Pet Monster released through Loyal Subjects, but smaller and looks a bit different than vintage. Yeah, I haven't even seen it yet. Remember when you would pay me to dust them? Yeah, my sister just posted, I used to pay her, I don't know, how much did I give you, like $5 or something? To dust my figures for me. Like, I would pay her to, I had such a big collection that I paid her to dust my figures. Dust them all off and clean them for me. My opinion, the Mask toys released by Loyal Subjects is way too expensive. Loyal Subjects are ones bringing back Mask toys. I've heard, see, I haven't been keeping up. I heard that they were re-releasing Mask, but I haven't seen anything about them. I haven't seen pictures of them or anything. I'm gonna have to do a little research on that stuff, because I guess I'm like that month that I took off, I didn't really do anything as far as like toys go. Yeah, maybe $5, 10. I can't remember. I can't remember either. That's awesome. Me too. I've been hoping to find some Mask, but I don't want new ones, I don't think. Yeah, I'm not into the new stuff. Like the remakes, that's what I was saying with LJNs. But even all the other remakes, like I was saying, Sectars and all those, I don't want any of those new ones, really. Like, I don't know. I would much rather have just the vintage ones. Oh, my little sis. Yep, my little sister too, man. Big Bad Toy Store pre-orders are up. Too expensive. Yeah, I'm going to pass on those newer toys, man. I would much rather spend that money on vintage toys. Loyal Subjects suckered me into a couple TMNT figures. Turtles on my jam. Yeah, I mean, Loyal Subjects are okay. I remember, I always think about, when I think about Loyal Subjects, I always remember them for the small figures they came out with at first, when they first started making figures and stuff, the little miniature figures that they used to make. I remember they used to come with like two left arms or two left hands, two left feet. The weapons and accessories would be missing. I remember people would complain. I actually did collect some of the Masters of the Universe Loyal Subjects figures when they came out. And I remember it was like the Turtles figures, all the little figures that they used to come out with. People would complain about those so much because the quality control just sucked big time. And you'd get multiple left hands instead of a right and a left. You'd get no accessories in a box. You'd get and then Loyal Subject. I bought an Aang from The Last Airbender Loyal Subjects figure, the Best Action one, which is also from Loyal Subjects. In case you guys didn't know, the BST AX10, which is Best Action, is from Loyal Subjects. Quality control on those sucked as well because those parts would be like falling off all the time, and the Aang, the arm was loose right out of the box. The arm was loose and it kept falling off the body. Same thing with the Beetlejuice. I got a Beetlejuice Best Action figure from Loyal Subjects, and that figure sucked too because the same type of thing. Like one of the body parts would fall off, or it wouldn't stand up, or so. Like that's the biggest thing with Best Action or Loyal Subjects for me is quality control, which is why I don't really care about buying any of their figures. I've been getting into Motu a bit more now, probably because of Toys of Time Gone By. Playmates, I feel, with their Turtles lines, do it right. You get multiple accessories and decent articulation, and still at a cheap rate. Yeah, I mean, they probably have improved, I'm sure, from what I was just talking about. I like the retro TMNT toys that Playmates have been releasing. I agree, Playmates does a great job with the Turtle line. Thanks, Shifty. I gotta show my stuff, man. No more hoarding. Yeah, you do, man. Yeah, hoarding is no good. You can't hoard stuff. You might as well just show it off. What about Hasbro that has some problems? Yeah, I mean, all toy companies have a lot of that kind of stuff, but it just seemed like from talking about Loyal Subjects, it just reminded me of every Loyal Subject I've ever bought has had some kind of issue. But yeah, you're right. Every toy line, Hasbro, Mattel, every now and then you'll get something that was packaged wrong or, forgotten or whatever. I'm just glad that they don't really do those closed boxes anymore, that you can't see what's inside. Man, that was a fiasco. Because I don't think it was as bad as people were thinking it was going to be at first when it first started, when they first came out with that. But I did see a few horror stories where people repacked, bogus figures inside those and took them back to the stores or, whatever. So I'm glad they're not doing that anymore, at least. And many of these companies are trying to cash in on our nostalgia and charge us whatever. Absolutely. Absolutely they are. The same, I mean, yeah, definitely. That's why they're bringing back LJN figures. They're not bringing this back for kids. I mean, 30 years from now, kids will want the new LJN figures because, nostalgia for them. But they're bringing those back for people like me who, 40 years ago were playing with LJN figures. Willing to wheel and deal. All yours, brother. No bots. All you brothers, no bots. I have all 4 Ninja Turtles from Loyal Subjects Best Action and Bebop, and they're all good. Cool. That's awesome. Yeah, hopefully, I mean, they could have, you know, apparently they've done things different now, so that's awesome to hear. I just, like I said, the examples that I gave, I just remember, um, having just left a sour taste in my mouth for LJ or for loyal subjects. Free? If it's free, it's for me, brother. You want to give something for free? I'll take it. When I heard Loyal Subjects was going to do Mask, I thought they would probably reasonably priced. But I guess I was wrong, potentially due to licensing. That could be too. They could have had to pay a ton for the licensing for it, so they're just passing it along to us. I remember your bad experience with the Beetlejuice figure. Yeah. Yeah, the Beetlejuice figure was bad. And that was a good, I mean, the look of it was a good figure. I love the old, like, 80s cartoon Beetlejuice. Um, so I was impressed with the sculpt of it. Although, now that I'm thinking about it, I remember, like, the biggest thing, now that I remember, the biggest thing was it had, like someone took a razor blade and, like, shaved half of his face off. Like, and I didn't realize it. I think I won that from a giveaway on Whatnot or something. I don't think I bought that figure. I think I won it because I wouldn't have taken it out of the store that way. I think when I got it in the mail, I took it out of the box and I was like, "What the heck?" And then I took it out of the box on one of my videos. If you guys go back in my YouTube videos, you can find that review somewhere. And it's got like half of his face shaved off. Quality control. I didn't mean anything bad by loyal subjects by sucker me into the turtles. I just meant I normally a vintage collector. Oh no, yeah, that's fine. We should get together. Yeah, man, definitely. Like I said, I'm pretty easy to get through to, and I usually respond pretty quick. So, yeah, send me an email or a message on Instagram. Those are the two best ways to get a hold of me. I've always got my phone with me, so I usually respond pretty quick. Also, many startup companies doing figures, and they are even more expensive. I know people like those, but I just can't get into something. Oh yeah, you mean like um, Mythic Legions and um, things like that. Things like that. Yeah, those kind of figures are crazy expensive. Dude, I got bees. I don't know if those are like hornets. They're flying all around me. I'm freaking out. I remember the unboxing you did of it. Yeah, Marcus, 25 bucks and under. Marcus, send me a list. Send me some pictures of what you have, man. Like I said, I sold something on eBay yesterday. So I should have maybe a few bucks to spend in the next couple days. Send me a list of what you got, bro. Some pictures. Yeah. So you guys got anything else you want to talk about? That's really all I had planned to talk about today. It was SummerSlam, the new LJN figures, and then just hang out with you guys, you know? Not into Legends of Dragon or I saw the Beetlejuice at a thrift store and I was missing all its parts. Big bags of Legos. Mythic Legions are awesome, but not on my wall. Yeah, me either. Pretty much all my figures crossed. I'm putting it out for all my dudes. Oh, all your fingers crossed. Sorry. Yeah. let's see, what else? Let's talk about other YouTubers. We do that often on this live stream show. You guys find any new YouTube channels to follow that you're into now? I haven't watched a whole lot of YouTube lately, the last couple weeks. Jason Diamond, who is now Gen X Jason, still on my watch list. Retro Slacker, for those of you, I was just telling somebody. Oh, I was telling my buddy Michael over at Your Retro Toys about Retro Slacker. If you guys don't watch him, check his channel out. He's pretty cool. Does a lot of like vintage toy hunting at flea markets and toy stores and toy shows and things like that. Pretty cool. Pretty good videos. Tim's Tiny Arcade. I never heard of that. I'll have to check it out. You watch Shartimus Prime? I have in the past. I don't watch him regularly. Let's see. Like I said, Retro Slacker, Gen X Jason, New 80s Revolution, I've been watching a lot of. Seems like a cool guy. I've talked to him a couple times through like chats and Instagram and stuff. In fact, I have he's actually in the process of collecting the Motu Origins vehicles. And I have a brand new, still in the box, Motu Origins Stridor that I don't really want. Like, I'm not collecting the Origins line. I bought it at Ross for like $10. And it's just been sitting in a bin, a tote. So I told him, I said, man, I got this Stridor if you want it. So I have to send him a box. I still got, speaking of sending boxes to people, he's one of the guys on my list that I have a box in there to send. But if you don't know who he is, his channel is called The New 80s Revolution. Pretty cool. He doesn't do a lot of shopping. Every once in a while, he'll go into a Walmart or into a Goodwill. But he does mostly just, kind of chilling out videos, chilling out in his basement, which is where his man cave is. Or his garage, which is where he has like a man cave part 2. Just talking about old times and old toys and things like that. So it's pretty cool. If you just want to watch a low-key, relaxing video. Froggy Flips, definitely. I always watch Froggy Flips. It's probably one of my favorite YouTubers. Retro Arcade Games. Yeah, I'll definitely check that out. That's cool. Froggy's awesome to watch, especially if you're into oddball toys, yeah. A few Stridors, got them for $8. Yeah, that's about what like $8 to $10, I think, is what I got that Stridor for. Ed's Retro Geek Out. I've watched Ed's Retro Geek Out a few times. I enjoy it. It just kind of gets lost in the shuffle for me, though. It's not something that I watch regularly. Here's the thing. Drive it over, or who pays for shipping? Drive it over. I think the dude lives in like Rochester, New York. I ain't driving it over. I pay for shipping, man. I always do. Like whenever I send gifts, I'm definitely paying for shipping. Like I don't expect somebody else to pay for shipping if I'm sending them a gift, So I'll get it out. Like I said, half the people that are in this chat right now, I have gifts for in my house. I just haven't had time to get them out. Ed's Retro Geek Out is awesome. I watch Narc, Not Another Retro Channel. He does a lot with Ed and Greco and Boston Mike and all those guys. I do watch Not Another Retro Channel. I enjoy their stuff sometimes, especially when they do trips like across the country. Sometimes they'll go to like Chicago for like the Kane County Toy Show, and they'll do like multiple videos stopping at toy stores along the way. I enjoy that a lot. Any kind of toy hunting videos at vintage toy stores. Burf, of course, 80s Toys Rock. I still watch him from time to time, not as often as I used to. But sometimes I still watch his stuff. I'll drive over for $8, including the price. Nobody will ever beat that price. There's a guy that just shows all his toys in his room and says yes, yes, y'all the whole time. His channel is J Sogda. He is from New York. Never heard of him. I'll have to watch him or check him out at least. Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's about all I watch right now as far as toys, toy hunting goes. Not that there aren't 1,000 other cool, people making videos, which I probably don't even know about. Actually, that's not true. There's one person, there's a girl, a female, a lady, who I think I've watched like 1 or 2 videos of hers, who, Rob's Collectibles, the Collectible Show. I watch them all the time. They're awesome. Rob and Bob, if you guys know who they are. I watched them like years ago, probably, I don't know, 6-8 years ago on YouTube when they just reviewed, or like they showed their collections and stuff. But now they're getting pretty awesome. They're pretty cool. They've got their own like side business, toy business going. They're putting on toy shows in their area in California. So yeah, if you haven't checked that out, it's the Collectible Show. Like collectibles, only collectibles. Pretty cool. What? I'm on the way. Alright, come on over, brother. I would like to sell. Let me pull this up here. I'm having a hard time reading this, guys. I'd like to sell at local flea markets. I'm sure you've heard of Jake's. Yeah, absolutely. I just don't know if I can do it with my anxiety. That's, you know what? Just some guy. That's exactly why I don't do it. Well, I've thought about going to Jake's. That's why I don't go to Jake's and make videos, honestly. Well, there's 2 reasons. Number one, I need to lose weight and get into better shape, better conditioning, because right now my legs hurt just going to thrift stores because I'm out of shape. I need to lose weight and get into shape, and I'm trying, man. I really am. But going to Jake's or going to thrift stores, or not thrift stores, flea markets like that, I wouldn't be able to make it. I wouldn't make it through. So I'm hoping between now and next summer, I can get into better condition, better shape, so that I can go to those flea markets for myself and for you guys to make videos. I would love to. Number 2, like you said, social anxiety. Like, I've kind of developed like a social anxiety type thing over the last few years, where too many people around and I feel claustrophobic, even if it's out in the open. Like, if I'm in a crowd of people, I start to feel claustrophobic and I start to feel sick. And it happened to me a couple times at a couple different toy shows that I've been to over the last year or 2. And I get claustrophobic, I start to feel panicky, and I start to feel sick. And so I'm afraid at like a big flea market like that would happen to me too. That's why I don't do it. My friend Michael and I, who I'm going to lovingly call Pahonixville Mike. Everybody on your channel has to have a nickname. You see all these big guys, they have nicknames for their friends. So Michael, if you're watching, you are from now on called Pahonixville Mike, which is Phoenixville. That's where he lives. But Pahonixville Mike and I, you guys may have seen a video that I made just recently where I went over to his house and looked through his yard sale stuff, like before he actually had his yard sale. From what I understand, he had a very successful yard sale. Um, but uh, he and I were talking about possibly getting a table up at a flea market and selling. So, you know, I I it's a possibility at some point. Let me catch up on the comments here. Toys of Time Gone By says I like 80s Toys Rock, and his theme song gets stuck in my head. Yeah, it does. Need help? I don't need money, just a place to sell. I'm in shape and I have some stuff. Yeah, this is in Pennsylvania here, bro. Especially no shade on hot days. I just need to be close to a bathroom. Then I need someone to watch the table. Yeah, I can do that. I have canopies. Yeah. I mean, Marcus, where do you live? Are you close by? I don't know where you're at. But I mean, yeah, I mean, we could definitely get together, and if any of you guys are close by, if you ever want to do that, um, just some guy, if you ever, hit me up, man. I'm always up for trying something new. So if you live close, if you're around this area, you're going to Jake's or whatever, and you're looking for somebody even just to go and hang out with you for the day. I would love, I mean, if you have stuff, listen, if you have stuff that you can make a table with at a flea market, you need somebody to come out and just hang out with you and watch your table for you. I'll do it. Like, I'd be happy to do it. I can, if as long as you're okay with me making a video. Like, that can be my repayment, is you allowing me to make a video of your flea market stuff. But I would love that, man. I'd love to just hang out, and if you need somebody to watch your table for you while you're gone, taking care of things, dude, hit me up. I'd love to. I'll go up there with you. There are two channels I recommend: Jason's House of Fun and Video Games and Weekend Warrior. Okay, I've never seen either of those. I love finding new channels to watch. I'll definitely check those out. I live in North Jersey. Cool. I'm in Pottstown, Little League, right below the new Goodwill. Oh, cool. Man, I go to that Goodwill all the time. Yeah, dude, definitely. Marcus, totally. Literally right below the Goodwill cemetery is my backyard. Wow. Marcus, are you close by? Toys Time Gone By. I used to do the Poconos on vacation back in the day. Cool. Yeah, bro. Seriously, if you Weekend Warrior is a vintage toy hunter, and he has some great content. Cool. Yeah, Nerd Life. I'll definitely keep that in mind. I wish I have something to write it down, because I may forget as soon as I turn the camera off. Weekend Warrior. Put that in my head. Weekend Warrior. Weekend Warrior. Weekend Warrior. All right. Anyway, yeah, I would love to, if it's almost the end of flea market season now, I guess, but anytime. It doesn't have to be Jake's. If you want to do something, dude, if you want to do something, hit me up, bro. I'll be happy to help you out. I'm always happy to make new friends, especially friends that are into the same things that I like. I mean, right now, I don't know if you heard, but right now I can't really drive anywhere at the moment. But yeah, hit me up, bro. I used to go to Poconos on vacation. Weekend Warrior. Let's do this. I'm actually at the top of Wisconsin, bro. You are far away from me. Yeah, Marcus, I'm in southeastern Pennsylvania. Like Phoenixville area, Collegeville area, Pennsylvania. I'll come down. Cool. Hey, dude, if you want to, come on down, man. We'll go thrifting together. But yeah, yeah. I mean, honestly, any of you guys that are watching, you know, if you ever want to get together, I'm not one of those YouTubers. You know, I don't consider myself like some big fancy YouTuber. I'm just like you guys, and I'm always up to. I'm not, you know, one of these guys that thinks that I, you know, can't hang out with people who watch my channel. That's just stupid. Like, what am I doing this for if I can't hang out with you guys? Even in real life. I mean, not just on here, but even in real life. So yeah, any of you guys that are local, you want to hang out sometime, or you want to be in the video, you want me to come film your collection, you want to go to a thrift store together, or you want to, you know, go have me watch your table at a flea market, dude, let me know. I'll be happy to help if I can. I feel you on that. I'm kind of a loner, but sounds awesome. Dude, I honestly, I'm kind of a loner too. I'm not an extrovert at all. Not kidding. Let's go to Kokomo Toys. How come that's so far south? Dude, Kokomo Toys is in Indiana. Like, if I was still living in Columbus, Ohio, I would definitely go to Kokomo Toys. For me, Kokomo Toys is probably 10 hours away, 11 hours away. A little too far for me, buddy. Um, Man, I don't know what it is. I'm starting to get stuffy. Allergies, I guess, maybe. It's a street. Huh. I wish we could hang out, but I live too far away. I'm in Alabama. Yeah, that would be that would be quite a drive, bro. Um, yeah, man, I used to hang out with my buddy Anthony, who, I mean, we're still friends, but unfortunately, we just live kind of too far from each other right now. He used to live in this area, but he moved. Well, no, he used to work in this area, but he moved back to Northeast Philadelphia, and he's about 45 minutes from me right now. He doesn't have a car, and I'm not from this area originally. I'm from Ohio, which is like a lot less cityfied than where I'm at right now. So I really don't feel comfortable. Even though I've done it a few times, I really still don't feel comfortable at all driving around in Philadelphia. So I don't really get to see Anthony that much. He's always asking me to come down and go to thrift stores and flea markets and stuff with him, and I would love to. Like, he's one of my best friends, and I would love to hang out with him more, but I just don't get to because I'm not comfortable with driving around Philadelphia. Should hang out. Vintage Toys, J Philly, are you on Facebook? If so, I'll look you up there. I do have Facebook, but it's just like my personal, and I don't really go on there that much. But I do have Instagram. If you have that, it's just under JPhillyRetro. And we can send messages back and forth on there. If you have Instagram, I can, you can message me on there. We'll definitely talk. I can show you a couple places out of Morgantown that you should probably like. Yeah, definitely. Let me know. I know that I've been to several, like a Goodwill and a Reuse It store, I think it's called, which is like in an old church out in Morgantown. I love it out there. I would love to go out there. There are so many little antique shops and little thrift stores out that way that I've been waiting to go to. not waiting, but I've been wanting to go to. Unfortunately, my car, again, my car is messed up now, so that puts a damper on things. But yeah, I can always keep connecting. Yeah, bro, definitely keep. I love talking to you guys. Let's see. Marcus Bear? Me, Marcus Bear? I'll have to download it. I'm not very tech savvy. Okay, yeah, it's just an app that you can put on your phone that you can post pictures on and stuff. And then we could message each other on there. Or you're welcome to send me emails. Like I said, JPhillyRetroToys@gmail.com is my email. If you'd rather, I don't really get on Facebook that much at all. Just for several reasons. But I don't really do Facebook that often. I gotta go, buddy. Got some things to do outside. All right, man. Joshua, thanks for coming in, brother. I appreciate you. There's a bigger one of the reuse. It's in New Holland, further up the road. Cool. Me either. I'm old school. I'm old school too, man. It took me a while to even attempt to have a YouTube channel and do live streams and stuff. I'm definitely old school too. But yeah. Again, if any of you guys want to, get a hold of me, again, that's the two best ways to do that are email and Instagram. So all that information, I believe, is in the descriptions of my videos. So check that out. JPhillyRetroToys@gmail.com and Instagram @JPhillyRetro. All right, brother. You too. I actually think I'm gonna jump off here, guys. I do have some other things to do this morning as well. Been on here for an hour and 38 minutes, so not bad. I appreciate you guys watching. I was only gonna stay on for an hour today, but time flies when you're having fun, guys. Anyway, thank you for watching, guys. I appreciate you. Again, next few videos will probably be at-home videos. But, hopefully you'll still enjoy them. So, I appreciate you guys being here. I guess I will talk to you guys later on. See ya.